This episode didn't make any sense. Yes, I know this episode was intended for extremely young children, but that doesn't mean it has to be written this badly. The plot is contrived, the characters are either moronic or vilified, the jokes are mean-spirited, and the main plot point of this episode, the Pinkie sense, well, makes no sense. Now if you like this episode for the Looney Tunes slapsticky humor, good for you, enjoy it. But I found this episode to be a mean-spirited mess. And I stand by that. I really just don't like feeling Pinkie keen. I didn't care for it when I first saw it, and it kept getting worse every time I watched it. If you want to see more of my thoughts on why I didn't think this episode worked plot-wise, then check out my review on my main channel. So, now I pose a question. Why do I dislike feeling Pinkie keen and yet really like Somepony to watch over me? Because when you look at them, they're both kind of similar. Both have a story driven by something that doesn't make much sense. In Pinkie Keen's case, it's the Pinkie sense, and in Somepony to Watch Over Me's case, it's Applejack's overprotective behavior. Both have a climax involving a magical creature that, while threatening, is mostly played for laughs, and both have morals that can very easily be taken into incredibly wrong ways. However, there is one major difference between the two, and that is that Somepony to Watch Over Me is actually funny. No, please! Okay, let me explain. If you love feeling Pinkie keen, if you think it's the funniest episode in the entire show, wonderful. Please, enjoy it. Enjoy it for me. I just don't think it's that funny and think Somepony to Watch Over Me is much funnier. And you know what? I can prove it. How? Science! Alrighty then, first we gotta discombobulate the cobulators, then capacitate the fundamental particles here, and then take off this hat. Remember, professionalism. And now just rewire the science here, complete the materials, and print. Finished. Now, let's see what science has to say on the matter. Well, that was a bust. So we'll go with Plan B. A list! These are the top 5 reasons Somepony to Watch Over Me is funnier than feeling Pinkie keen. Number 5 is predictability. Feeling Pinkie keen relies a lot on slapstick. Now, that's not all it has, but its primary joke is slapstick-based. And after a while, the slapstick gets predictable. And this is because of the Pinkie sense. It's established early on that when Pinkie's body does these weird spasms, then something is going to happen, like something will fall or Somepony will get hit by a door. Now, the first 2 or 3 times it was kind of amusing because you weren't expecting it. But by the 20th time, I started going, well, what's gonna fall this time? Or, geez, is something going to happen that will cause Twilight to be in pain? Oh look, she got hit by a door again. Whatever. In Somepony to Watch Over Me, it has a variety of jokes. Some are slapstick, some are bad puns, some are based on stereotypes, and some are meta, like the now famous joke with the song. That was funny because we weren't expecting Scootaloo to stop her since we hadn't seen that 5 times before then. Number 4 is mean-spirited. Who is at the butt of most of the jokes in feeling Pinkie keen? That's right, Twilight. She gets hit, stung, and crushed within an inch of her life for the horrible crime of not believing her friend. I used this example in my full review, but the reason this is funny when it happens in Looney Tunes is because the characters deserve it there. Twilight did very little to deserve her torment here, and yet she gets the most screwed over more than any pony else. The only other character to get some torment is Spike, who, once again, didn't deserve it. Now you may be thinking, well, most of the comedy happened at Apple Bloom's expense in Somepony to Watch Over Me, even though she doesn't deserve it. And you have a point. However, the torment isn't nearly as bad, and she did run off to try and deliver the pies, yet if she had stayed and listened to her sister, then Applejack would have learned she was responsible. And finally, in the end, her and Applejack make up. Sure, the moral was kind of problematic, but at least in the end she was genuinely happy, and that makes up for it in my opinion. I have two rules when it comes to torturing a character for laughs. Either make sure they deserve it, or have them win in the end. Yeah, she was gonna be grounded for the rest of her life, but at least she should be able to stay home alone from now on, which is what she wanted in the first place. Now you may be saying that Twilight was happy at the end of Pinkie Keen, and to that, I play this clip.
I give up.
Yeah, Twilight was beaten down until she accepted the Pinkie sense, which is why I'm convinced that feeling Pinkie Keen can double as a psychological horror. Number 3 is contrived. Now like I said, both episodes are driven by a pretty contrived plot point, but at least in Somepony to Watch Over Me, most of the humor isn't contrived. Look at the scene where Twilight got hit by the mud in Pinkie Keen.
I'll start a bath for you. Huh? A bath? This thing keeps on getting more ridiculous by the minute.
Where did that pony come from? Where? Where? Or look when Twilight is hit by all those materials, including an anvil and a piano. We see that it was Derpy and some other male pony taking them out of a cart. My question is, where were they taking them? There's nothing around for them to set it on. And finally, my biggest question, how did the cellar door open if Applejack was at the bottom of the stairs? With Somepony to Watch Over Me, the only contrived joke I found was when Scootaloo screamed while in the closet. Don't think too deeply about that statement. And other than that, every joke felt natural. And this leads me to my next point. Number 2, the direction. Now, I'm not the funniest person in the world, you could tell that from the skit I did earlier, but I know that if you want to do slapstick, you should probably be fast-paced. Now, not all humor relies on being quick, but feeling Pinkie Keen allows too much time between the setup and the punchline that you will either predict what will happen or question how the punchline was able to happen in the first place. Somepony to Watch Over Me is very quick with its humor, allowing just enough time to process a joke without staying on it for too long. Look at the song again. It gives enough time to realize, wow, this song is really bad, and then slap you with Scootaloo's line before you start thinking it's probably a fake out. Or look at Big Mac saying goodbye to Applebloom.
See you later, sis.
You see, that wouldn't be nearly as funny if he had said it after the other two were done saying goodbye and he was in complete silence. And the number 1 reason is, feeling Pinkie Keen's jokes aren't really that special. Now, of course, I don't mean all the jokes. I love the alligator in the tub, the soapbox joke was brilliant, and Pinkie smelling a flower was funny, but those jokes felt fresh and new. I can't say that for most of the slapstick. I've seen characters get hit by a door. I've seen characters get stung by bees. I've seen characters get splashed by mud. Really, this is why I don't get why Pinkie Keen is considered so hilarious by others. I can maybe see people finding it amusing, but it doesn't really do anything we haven't seen before, except maybe Twilight getting hit by that flower pot, anvil, hay bale, and piano, although that's kind of horrifying. Somepony to Watch Over Me has jokes that, while I'm sure have been used somewhere else, I haven't seen a lot of them. The song, the beginning fake out, the meta talking to yourself scene, the Cajun ponies, the hats and bows closet, and of course this line.
Sweetie, no! You gotta sleep like Applebloom. How does she sleep? Like she does everything. With sass.
Even the helmet jokes got a chuckle out of me. The episode just gave me more than characters getting hit by things. There's other reasons I like Somepony to Watch Over Me. The finale is intense with some fantastic direction. It has probably the best Applebloom ever, and it has a really sweet ending. And honestly, I didn't think the moral was that poorly handled. After all, Applejack did say Applebloom would probably be grounded for going off by herself, and I personally thought Traja, Scott Sonnenborn's next episode, had far worse morals. Yeah, it's okay to be a hoarder. After all, they have sentimental value. You can buy your friends cheap knockoffs of the things they want and they'll be happy, especially if you mock them for wanting that thing in the first place. Although the moral about not trading your friends to slavery was a very good one. Not enough kid shows teach that lesson. If you hate Somepony to Watch Over Me and love feeling Pinkie Keen, that's great. Hey, if you like both the episodes, even better. But no matter what you think about these two episodes, I think we can all agree that the mysterious ne'er-do-well was terrible. But maybe not completely terrible. Join me in my next video to see what I mean. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.